Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. And now we will go and good morning, good afternoon,
Now
and
we
good
will
night.
going
My name
to
is
discuss.
Tandang, and I am one of the presenters today of the National Capital Region. And now, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. My name is Tandang, and I am one of the presenters today of the National Capital Region. And now we will going to discuss the fast facts of the 17 cities of National Capital Region. Now we have here is Manila City, with no capital, with a land area in hectares of 63,600, and major industries, business process outsourcing, retail, gaming, hospitality and leisure, real estate, trade and commerce, number of cities 16, and number of municipalities 1. In Caloocan, we have the land area in hectares of 5,332.40. In major industries, we have manufacturing, trade, and industrial activities. Number of cities 1 and number of towns and municipalities 0. In Las Piñas City, we have 3,298,000.60 in land area in hectares. And in major industries, we have salt making and coconut based industries. Number of cities 1, number of towns and municipalities 0. In Makati City, we have 2,736 hectares, major industries, finance, banking, corporate services, and retail. In number of cities 1 and number of towns and municipalities 0. In Malabon, we have 1,571.40 hectares. In major industries, we have food processing, cigar making, candle production, and perform extraction. Same with the others, it has a number one, only one cities and zero number of towns and municipalities. We have here is Mandaluyong City. It has a total of 1,126 hectares. Well, in major industries, they have commercial and service sectors, manufacturing of food and medicine. Same with the others, 1 and 0. In Marikina City, we have 2,150 in 1,000 in hectares, and we have manufacturing, retail, and commerce. In Muntinlupa City, we have 4,673 in hectares, manufacturing, BPO services, and retail. In Navotas, we have 1,069 hectares, and fishing, agriculture, shipbuilding, and repair. In Parañaque, we have 4,657 major industries, manufacturing, retails, and services. In Pasay, we have 1,864 in land hectares, transportation, tourism, and services for the major industries. In Pateros, we have 210 land in hectares, services, manufacturing, trade. For major industries. In Quezon City, we have 16,112.58 in land hectares, and major industries are wholesale and retail trade, manufacturing, construction, and ICT and media. In San Juan, we only have 585 in land area in hectares, professional and business services and retail and real estate for major industries. And for our last two, we have Taguig with 4,728.69 land area in hectares, banking and finance, healthcare, retail, real estate, and aquaculture in major industries. In Valenzuela, we have 4,728 in land area in hectares, and manufacturing and logistics in major industries.
Um, Port of Access. Sa Port of Access naman po ay meron po silang tatlong paraan ng pag-travel. By air, by land, and by water. Sa by air naman po, meron po silang Ninoy Aquino International Airport. And sa sea naman po, meron po silang the Port of Manila. And sa land naman po is any vehicle naman po na kaya mag-travel. For example po, bus, van, and in any.
Now, let's talk about historical attraction. Intramuros. Ang Intramuros ay isang Spanish word meaning within the walls or sa loob ng walls. Founded siya noong 1571 by Miguel Legazpi and nagseserve siya bilang center ng Spanish colonial power sa Asia for over 3 centuries. Now, the Rizal Park, also known as Luneta Park, is a historic urban park located in Manila, Philippines. It is one of the country's most famous landmarks dedicated to national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal. The park features a monument where Rizal was executed in 1896, marking a significant moment in Philippine history. Today, it serves as a peaceful place for leisure, cultural events, and national celebration. Manila Ocean Park is a premier marine themed park and oceanarium located in Ermita, Manila, Philippines. Nagbuka siya noong 2008 at nag-offer siya ng blend of entertainment, education, and conservation, making it a popular destination for family and tourists. Ang main attraction ng park na to is yung oceanarium, which houses for over 14,000 marine creatures from approximately 277 species indigenous to the Philippines and Southeast Asia. Visitors can walk through a 220-degree curved tunnel providing an immersive underwater experience. Now, yung Plaza Miranda, isa siyang historic public square na located sa front of Quiapo Church sa Maynila. Pinangalan siya after kay Jose Sandiego E. Miranda, isa siyang treasury secretary noong 19th century. It has long served as a central hub for political discourse, public gathering, and cultural activities. Kila rin yung plaza na to gawa nung sa bombahan nung sa Plaza Miranda bombing in August 21, 1971. When grenades were thrown during political rally resulting in multiple casualties. The Bonifacio Monument, located siya sa Caloocan City, isa siyang historic landmark honoring Andres Bonifacio, yung leader ng Philippine Revolution against the Spanish rule. Ang nag-design sa kanya ay isang national artist na si Guillermo Tolentino and in-unveil siya noong 1933. Yung monument na to ay nagpipicture ng Bonifacio at the center holding a bolo and a flag, symbolizing courage and patriotism. It is a powerful tribute sa mga Pilipino na lumaban dun para sa independence ng Pilipinas. San Roque Cathedral served as a meeting place for the Katipuneros during the revolution against Spanish rule and was a refuge for General Antonio Luna during the Philippine-American War. The church was partially destroyed during this period and later used as a temporary hospital. The Las Piñas bamboo organ is a unique 19th century musical instrument housed in St. Joseph Parish Church in Las Piñas. Ginawa siya noong 1816 to 1824 by Spanish missionary Diego Serra. It features 1,031 pipes with 902 made of native bamboo, making it the only known bamboo pipe and organ in existence. After suffering damage from natural disaster in 1880s, the organ was restored in Germany and returned to the Philippines in 1975. So after po nung masira daw yung itong bamboo organ na to dahil sa natural disaster nung 1880s, is dinala siya dun sa Germany, na-restored in Ayos, then binalik sa Pilipinas noong 1995. Ngayon, na-recognize na siya as a national cultural treasure in 2003. The organ is celebrated annually during the International Bamboo Organ Festival every February. Piñas Critical Habitat and Ecotourism Area, or LPHEA, isa siyang protektadong coastal and wetland zone na located sa Las Piñas City and Parañaque City, Metro Manila, covering approximately 175 hectares. It includes mangroves, mudflats, and lagoons that serve as a vital habitats for various species of migratory and residents birds, including the endangered Philippine duck. So yung Las Piñas Critical Habitat and Ecotourism Area daw po is meron ditong mangroves, mudflats, and lagoons na tinitirahan ng mga migratory and residential birds at kagaya na nung endangered na Philippine duck. Designated in 2007 LPHEA supports biodiversity conserving while promoting ecotourism, birdwatching, and environmental education, making it a crucial green space. The Saints Peter and Paul Parish Church, also known as San Pedro Makati Church, is the oldest church in Makati City. Founded in 1620 by Jesuit missionaries, it stands in Barangay Poblacion, the city's heritage district, and serves as the mother church of Makati. Yung church daw po na to ay nagpi-features ng Baroque architecture with a single rectangular nave and apse and sacristy. Its altar showcase original carved reredos adorned with floral and fruits motifs in the Baroque Rococo tradition. Now, the Guadalupe ruins, officially known as Nuestra Senora de Gracia Church, are historic 17th century ruins located in Makati City, Philippines. Built in 1601 by Augustinian friars, the church showcased Baroque architectures with a thick stone walls and buttresses. Despite damage from earthquakes, wars, and natural disasters, part of the original structures remain intact. Today, it stands as a preserved heritage site and active church symbolizing the city's rich colonial past. So, ito daw pong Guadalupe Ruins ay kilala dati as Nuestra Senora de Gracia Church. Isa siyang historical 17th century ruins. Ginawa siya noong 1601 by Augustinian friars, and nag-showcase din ito ng Baroque architecture with thick stone walls and buttresses. Despite daw po ng mga damage from earthquake, wars, and natural disaster, andito pa rin yung mga original structures, intact pa rin, nandun pa rin. And ngayon, it stands as a preserved heritage site and active church symbolizing the city's rich colonial. The Ayala Museum, located in Makati City, Philippines. Isa siyang premier cultural institution dedicated to preserving and celebrating Filipinos' art, history, and heritage. Established in 1967 by the Ayala Foundation, the museum offers an immersive journey through the Philippines' rich past, from ancient gold artifacts to contemporary arts. Its renowned exhibits include the gold of ancestors collecting and diorama experience, which features 60 handcrafts dioramas depicting significant events in Philippine history. The museum also houses works by prominent Filipino artists such as Juan Luna, Fernando Amor Solo.
Historical attraction. Sa historical attraction naman po ng Mandaluyong is meron po silang San Miguel Corporation. Ang San Miguel SMC is the Philippine Multinational Conglomerate headquarters in the Mandaluyong, Metro Manila. Founded po siya in 1890 sa brewery. It has since diversified into vast range of the business, making it the one of the largest, most and diversified companies in the Philippines. So, alam naman po natin na ang San Miguel Corporation po is isa po, kilala po sila sa kanilang mga business part and kanilang mga alak. For example po yun nga po, yung binibenta po nilang San Mig. So, yun po. And yung the Edsa Shrine naman po is, Edsa Shrine is built in 1986. It's a commemorate the people power revolution of the 1886 is largely peaceful uprising. The ousted the President Marcos. So, tung the education naman po is na naitatag po siya after po nung People's Revolution, nung pamumuno po ni Ferdinand E. Marcos dahil po sa martial law. Ayun po. Sa village attraction naman po sa Malabon Zoo, ang Malabon Zoo is also known for a diverse animal collection including the Bengal tiger, lion, bear, and deer, orangutan, and various birds of reptiles. So, itong Mandaluyong Zoo is kilala po dahil po sa kanilang mga unique animal na po na matatagpuan po dito. Halimbawa na lang po nito is yung mga tiger, lion, and bear. Alam naman po natin na ang Pilipinas po is wala po silang native na ganun animal. Wala pong tiger, wala pong lion, and wala pong um, bear po sa Philippines. So, kaya po sila naging kaya po marami pong dumadayo sa kanilang turista dahil nga po sa kanilang mga unique animal. And sa Bulsa San Miguel naman po is ay ang Bulsa San Miguel ay isang kilalang restaurant po na matatagpuan po sa lungsod po ng Malabon. So, tung tung tungkol sa San Miguel naman po is kilala po sa kanilang mga floating restaurant. So, ayun nga po, kung makikita nyo po sa picture, meron po dong balsa na yung balsa na po yun, ayun po yung ginagawa nilang restaurant. And lahat po ng mga customer nila na andun is nagpapalutang-lutang po sa water. And ang kagandahan po dito is yung mga pagkain po nila is puro puro Filipino dish lang rin. Historical attraction po ng Marikina. Ang Marikina po ay meron po silang Our Lady of the Abandoned Church, is formerly known as the Diocesan Shrine of Our Lady of the Abandoned. It's a Roman Catholic Church in Marikina City, the Philippines. It's hold po na significant history, importance of one of the oldest par- parish parishes in the region, tracing the origin back in 1572. Itong Our Lady of the Abandoned Church is ay kilala po dahil po sa kanilang dahil, kilala kilala po ito dahil sa sa tagal po nitong nakatayo. For example na nga lang po, sobrang tagal na po itong nakatayo, and hanggang ngayon nananatili pa rin po nakatayo. And alam naman po natin sa ano po natin is sa mga nakaraan po is may nangyari po may mga nangyari po sa nakaraan na yun nga po, may mga nangyayari po sa nakaraan, and itong pong Our Lady of the Abandoned Church po is nananatili pong matatag. So sa build attraction naman po, meron po silang the Marikina City Dollhouse. Tong Dollhouse na daw po nag-open daw po ito noong 2003. Nag-offers daw po ito ng unique, captivating journey and through the city history in the culture heritage. So kung mapupunta po kayo dito, makikita niyo po sa itong lugar na to is sa lahat po ng lugar po dito is marami pong dal. And the Show Museum naman po. The Show Museum, located in Marikina City, Philippines, celebrate the city rich history as the shoe capital of the Philippines. The museum showcases a vast collection of shoe, excuse me, from the historical artifact, the contemporary design, highlighting the craftsmanship of the artisticity involved in the shoemaking. So, itong shoe museum po is kilalang-kilala po sa Pilipinas dahil ito po ay yung the shoe capital of the Philippines. And kung mapapadpad po kayo sa shoe museum, may makikita po kayong parang malaking poste na nakatayo, and marami pong mga sapatos na nakalagay doon. Patong-patong lang po siya. So, para po siyang naging bagging sa sobrang dami po ng mga Muntinlupa. Historical attraction naman po tayo ng Muntinlupa. Ang Muntinlupa po ay meron po silang memory hill located within the new Bilibid Prison Reservation Area in Muntinlupa po. Is a significant history site. This include vintage of Japanese cannon from the war era and the Groton statue of Our Lady of Lourdes, which must were held belong the Our Lady of Mercy Captaincy was established. Kung itong memory hill naman po is kilala po siya dahil nga po sa kanila, dahil po marami po nangyari dito. And kung i-search niyo po ito sa Chrome or kahit saan po, makikita niyo po yung malaking canon ng Japanese na ginamit nila nung World War II era. And yun po, naiwan po yung canon na yun dito, kaya po kaya po siya nasama sa historical attraction po. Kaya mas marami po mga tourists na pumupunta dito. Philin Village Attraction, Philinvest City. Philinvest City is located in Muntinlupa po. Metro Manila is a master plan integrated urban development known for its blend of modern agriculture and lush green spaces. So kung mapapansin niyo po yung picture is para po siyang may pagka-modern design, and kung mapapansin niyo po, marami pa rin po siyang puno kahit marami siyang mga nakatayo. And kaya po ganon is yun po ay isa sa mga plano nila, dahil kapag nakita po nilang na yung lugar is may pagka-modern and malinis, pupuntahan po nila yon. Nabo. Ang historical structure naman po ng Navotas is meron po silang San Jose de Navotas na itinatagpo noong 1856, ay isang mahalagang reliyosong lugar sa lungsod ng Navotas po. Nagkataon kay Saint Joseph, ito ay kinilala sa pangalan ng imahe ng santo na tinatawag po nilang Tatabukod. So itong name po ng San Jose de Navotas is yung name po niya is inspired po kay yung pangalan po niya ay parang ipinangalan po sa santo na tinatawag po nilang Tatabukod. Sa village attraction naman po ng Navotas, meron po silang Navotas Fishport Complex. NFPC ay isang pinakamalaking daungan po ng isda. So marami pong mga business, o marami po mga businessman, like mga nagnenegosyo po na kunyari po malimbawa na lang po nito is yung sa mga palengke, di ba nga po, lahat po ng mga nasa palengke is naghanap po sila ng supplier po. So, yung iba pong mga nagbebenta sa palengke, pumupunta po sila sa ganito nga po sa mga fort para po makaangkat po sila ng produkto para po yun po mabenta po nila. Kaya po naging isang kilalang lugar po tong sa historical attraction naman po, meron pong sa historical attraction naman po, meron po sila, ang Baclaran po ay meron pong The Baclaran Redemptionist Church, officially is the national shrine of our Mother Perpetual Help. It's a prominent Roman Catholic church in Baclaran. It's known for our modern Romance agriculture is a large shrine that were dedicated to our Mother Perpetual Help, Wednesday known as the Baclaran Day. So, itong Baclaran Church po is kinilala po siya bilang National Shrine Our Lady Mother Help. Kaya po, and ayun nga po, isa prominent Roman Catholic daw po. Itong Baclaran Redemption Church po is a prominent Roman Catholic. Kilala po to bilang isang modern Romance agriculture. Kaya po siya nasama sa historical attraction dahil yun nga rin po is matagal na rin po siyang nakatatag sa Pilipinas. Build attraction. Ang Entertainment City is also known as Bagong Nayon Filipino Entertainment City, is a large-scale gaming and entertainment complex under development Parañaque City, Metro Manila, Philippines. Itong entertainment Tong entertainment city po is naka-focus po siya sa ano po, sa complex ano po, sa large scale of gaming like for example po ayun nga po tawag dito, mga mga naka-focus po siya sa pag-e-entertain. Kunyari na lang po yung mga games, for example 'pag gano'n and sa development na rin po and entertainment complex under the development na rin daw po ng Prime Pasay. Ang historical attraction naman po ng Pasay ay meron po silang Coconut Palace. The Coconut Palace is sometimes called the Taha ng Filipino House is a distinctive governance structure institute in the Pasay City, Manila, inside the cultural center of the Philippine complex. It was a foot into served by Imelda Marcos in 1978. It's made almost a completely Philippine resources, mostly coconut products. So, itong Coconut Palace naman po is binild po siya nung 1978 and sa pamumuno po sa pangalan po ni Imelda Marcos. So, itong pinagmamalaki po nilang Coconut Palace is kaya po nila 'to pinagmamalaki han dahil lahat po ng ginamit dito is Philippine resources lang po. Like, lahat po ng gamit sa Pilipino, ayun po ginamit nila sa pagpapagawa nito and mostly po coconut product po. And sa PICC naman po, PICC means the Philippine International Convention Center. Wait. PICC on June 13, 1974, President Marcos signed the Central Bank of the Philippines. The Bangko Sentral of the Philippines is a international conference building acquired the situation of the purpose and organize a corporation to manage a conference center. Sa village attraction naman po, SM Mall of Asia. SM Mall of Asia is massive shopping mall in Pasay City, Metro Manila, Philippines. One of the largest mall in the world. It's found in a complex of featuring four main building interconnected by sidewalk. So, tong SM Mall of Asia is isa daw po to sa largest mall in the Philippines dahil ayun nga po, dahil po yun, napakalawak daw po ng SM Mall of Asia, kaya po yun. And sa Newport World Resort, um, located po siya in Pasay City ulit, Metro Manila, is a leading integrated resort in the Philippines. Offer a wide range entertainment and leisure option attracting the both local and international visitor. Itong Newport Resort po is para po siyang modern hotel na ayun nga po, nakaka-attract po sila ng mga foreign and mga local tourists na pumunta po sa kanilang.
And now, we are heading to Pasig. First one is the Bahay ni Tisa. It was built in 1846 by Don Shella Tec E. Cabrera. It is among the buildings which survived the World War II. During the martial law era under President Ferdinand Marcos, it became known as the Freedom House and was used as a meeting place for both anti and pro-Marcos groups. It was a Spanish-era ancestral home in Pasig. It was known for its antique design and its high historical value, which was mentioned that it survived the World War II and the Golden Age, which was precedented by none other than Ferdinand Marcos. The next one is Immaculate Conception Cathedral Parish, most commonly known as the Pasig Cathedral of the Roman Catholic Diocese of Pasig. It is located in Barangay Malinao, Pasig, the main Catholic church in Paris and Pasig, and featuring the most beautiful colonial architecture that you can see until now. The next one is the Pasig Rainforest Park. As you can see here, it's just full of trees. And this is a family-friendly eco park with a zoo, swimming pools, and gardens in Pasig City. It was a all-around mini park that your family and friends can enjoy. Maybe you can take your loved ones here too for our next destination is San Roque Church in Pateros. Pateras San Roque Parish was founded after the division of Pateros to Pasig by Fray Andres Vehil and Ferdinand Manuel Palaez on July 7, 1815. In 1863, an earthquake damaged and destroyed the church. Renovation of the church was completed in 1893. It was a centuries-old church dedicated to Saint Roch in the patron saint of the sick. It's one of the mo- it's one of the oldest church here in. Now we'll be going to Quezon City. The first one in historical attraction is San Pedro Bautista Church. It is one of the oldest churches in the country, having founded in 1590. The church is dedicated to its founder, Ferdinand Pedro Bautista, OFM, a Spanish missionary from Avila, Spain, one of the 26 Christians who martyred in Japan in 1597. It is a centuries-old church in Quezon City with deep missionary roots. The next one is Santo Domingo Church. Santo Domingo Church, formerly known as the National Shrine of Our Lady Holy Rosary of Lanaval de Manila, is a Roman Catholic parish church and a national shrine in Quezon City, Metro Manila in the Philippines. It is under the jurisdictions of the Diocese of Tacubao, dedicated to Mary Mother of Jesus under her title Our Lady of the Most Holy Rosary, Lanaval de Manila. It was founded by the Dominicans in 1587. It's a massive church and historic church in the Quezon City devoted to Our Lady, Holy, the Rosary. The La Mesa Dam. The La Mesa Dam and Reservoir is an earth dam that impounds the Tulahan River in Quezon City, Philippines. Its reservoir can hold up to 50.5 million cubic meters, equivalent to 1,780 million cubic feet, occupying an area of 27 square kilometers, and it's part of the Angat-Ipo-Lamesa water system, which supplies most of the water in Metro Manila. It's a crucial water reservoir in the nature park in Quezon City, offering eco tours and trails. So, meaning it was open to the public for to see. Next up is Quezon City Memorial Circle. The Quezon City Memorial Circle, a national park situated in Quezon City, Philippines, is a prominent landmark located within the large elliptical traffic circle bounded by the elliptical road, serving as the main park of the Quezon City, which was the official capital of the Philippines from 1948 to 1476. It is a public park and a national monument honoring President Manuel L. Quezon. Next up is Araneta Center. Araneta Center, known as the Araneta City, is a transit-oriented mixed-use urban development in Quezon City, Philippines. It's a 35-hectare area offering retail, dining, entertainment, residential, office, lodging, and parking facilities, and is a major hub for commercial activities due to its central location and accessibility. The area is known for the iconic Smart Araneta Coliseum, a major venue for the events. It's a in other words, it's a commercial and entertainment complex in Cubao known for concert. In times before we have MOA, we have Araneta Center. Next we have is Pinaglabanan Church. Paniglabanan Church is a church in San Juan that tied to the site of a key battle during the Philippine Revolution. It's an area near the church and shrine received the name Pinaglabanan, Tagalog for the battleground, as the Katipunan engaged in the Spanish Empire in the Battle of San Juan del Monte, making the start of 1896 Philippine Revolution. Next is Green Hills Shopping Center. Green Hills Shopping Center, a popular San Juan shopping area known for bargain in electronics and fashion. This shopping center is actually more known because of how they sell low prices, iPhones, any electronics for a low price, but still brand new or maybe secondhand. Next is Dambanang Kawayan. One of the Taguig's historical landmarks is Dambana ng Kawayan, known as St. John the Baptist Church. It's a century-old church with altar wall, siding, ceiling, and benches that are made of pure native bamboo. This symbol of Filipino design and artistry stood in the history as the site where over 500 men were gathered and brutalized during the tragic sauna of December 1, 1944, conducted by the Japanese forces. The men were later imprisoned in the dungeon of Fort Santiago in Intramuros, never to be seen again, alive or dead. Next one is Blue Mosque. Built between 1609 to 1616 CE, the Blue Mosque was commissioned by Ottoman ruler Sultan Ahmed I. Ahmed was a young ruler who sought to reassert Ottoman greatness and dominance after losses to the Persians during the 1603 to 1618 war. Libingan ng mga bayani. First established in May 1947 as a fitting resting place for the Philippine military personnel, from private to generals who served during World War II. It eventually became designated as the official place burial for deceased Philippine presidents, national heroes, patriots, national artists, and national scientists. So, in saying, this is the most important place where people who are important or contributed some. Next up is the National Shrine of Our Lady Fatima. The parish of the National Shrine of Our Lady Fatima in Valenzuela City is a Roman Catholic parish church and a national shrine in the Diocese of Malolos in the Philippines. The shrine is one of the three major pilgrim sites in the Diocese of Malolos, with the National Shrine of St. Anne in the Hagonoy and the National Shrine of Divine Mercy in Marilao as the other sites. Next one is Museo Valenzuela. Museo Valenzuela is a museum in Valenzuela in Metro Manila, Philippines. It is the city's historical and cultural landmark, named after Pio Valenzuela in 1963. Museo Valenzuela features the collections of artifacts depicting the city's past and continuing development. It is also a venue for historic, cultural, and artistic presentation as well as seminars and symposia on national and local.
Manila. Goto. Filipino rice porridge with beef tripe often served with tokwat baboy. Yung goto is siyang type of Filipino rice porridge with glutinous rice and beef stripe. Yung tuwalya ng baka. Minsan niluluto siya ng may luya, bawang at kadalasan nilalagyan ng tokwat tsaka itlog. Now, yung sinigang baboy, a sour tamarind-based pork soup with vegetable like kangkong, radish, and eggplant. Staple in many Manila household and eateries known for its tangy and hearty flavor. Yan yung kagaya ng sabi na tangy, maasim siya, yung sinigang. Maasim siya, nilalagyan siya yung pampaasim na sinigang mix. Ayun, kaya naging maasim. Kaya perfect. Ang sapin-sapin ay makulay na kakanin na binubuo ng iba't ibang patong na malagkit na kakanin. May lasa ng ube, langka, gata. Karaniwan itong nilalagyan ng latik sa ibabaw. Parang pampaputi or ganun. Pampalasa. Tapos, yung pansit bihon naman, ay isang uri ng pansit na gawa sa manipis na bihon noodles, hinaluan ng manok o baboy, repolyo, carrots, at iba pang kulay. Karaniwan daw itong hinahain sa mga handaan bilang simbolo na mahabang buhay. May kasabihan nga ganun, 'di ba? Pag kumain na ang lumpiang sariwa ay lumpiang may palamang gulay tulad ng repolyo, ubod, at carrots na binalot sa malambot na lumpia wrapper at nilagyan na matamis na sarsa at dinikdik sa mani sa ibabaw. Tapos, yung bibingkang malagkit naman ay kakaning gawa sa nilutong malagkit na bigas o na hinaluan ng gata, asukal, tapos tinataktakan din ng makapal na latik sa ibabaw. Karaniwan itong hinahain sa mga lapas batchoy naman ay isang masarap na sabaw na may Mickey noodles, baboy atay, chicharon at sabaw ng buto. Kilala ito sa malinamnam nitong lasa at kadalasang nilalagyan ng itlog bilang dagdag sa mga sangkap. Tapos naman, ang gourmet ensaymada naman ay malambot at mayamang tinapay na may palamang keso, mantikilya at asukal. Kadalasan siyang bidagdag na sangkap tulad ng mga cream cheese, hamon o chocolate para mas maging yung ang pansit Malabon naman ay isang uri ng pansit na nagmula sa Malabon. Ang pansit Malabon ay pansit na may makapal na bihon, hinaluan siya ng maalat, malasa at kulay kahel na sauce mula sa aligay at hipon. Karaniwang tabis nito yung mga tinapa, chicharon, itlog na maalat at iba.
Mandaluyong. Ang Mandaluyong daw po ay kilala sa kanilang inutak, a sticky rice cake with coconut milk, purple yam, and glutinous rice. Kaya po naging sikat po ito dahil sa kanilang sticky rice. Like kapag dinadaanan daw po nila ng Marikina City. Everlasting, a Marikina style meatloaf with racing at hard velvet. Kaya po siya naging unique dahil po sa egg and creativity na magawa. And sawoy, a local variant of nudo with pickles and chorizo. So, yung Muntinlupa, ang Muntinlupa daw po ay kilala sa kanilang sikat na pagkain ng bibingka. Rice cake often found in Alabangs street style, especially during Christmas. Bangos style, ah, ang bangos sisig, whether twist of the sizzling dish. So, ang nabotas daw po ay meron daw po silang pinagmamalaking tuyo, fried fish, nabotas sa major fish for tuyo in Taipei. So, yun nga po dahil nga po ang nabotas is meron po silang port, and yun po and kaya and yung mga isda po nilang nahuli ginagawa po nilang ganito po, tuyo. And daing na bangus po is marinated milkfish, a common breakfast item. Itong milkfish naman daw po is bangus po siya na binuklat Paranaque. Ang Paranaque daw po ay kilala sa kanilang pagkain na tapsilogan from dampa, tapa beef, sinigang garlic rice and itlog, combo combo from seaside estuaries. And yung isa naman po nilang isang pagkain is yung okoy, a shrimp and vegetable fritter fold in the Pasay, seafood palutos, seaside dampa. Choose and have your seafood cook eh, on the spot. And bibingka and puto bongbong, traditional rice cakes near uh,
Next one is food delicacies in Pateros. Number one is balut, fertilized duck egg, and Patero's most famous delicacy. It's a partially developed embryo of a duck steamed in hot water. Next one is Quezon City, isaw. Next one is food delicacies in Pateros. Number one is balut, fertilized duck egg, and Pateros' most famous delicacy. It's a partially developed embryo of a duck steamed in hot water and being eaten right after you peel it and partner with salt or vinegar or any sauce of your choice. Next is alige or crab fat. Next one is Quezon City, isaw, grilled chicken or pork intestines from Diliman street stalls. Grilled chicken or pork intestine marinated and skewered commonly sold as street food. This may come as a weird thing to eat in most people, but this is practically very delicious when eat and barbecued. Next one is bagnet kare-kare, fusion dish from Maginhawa trendy eateries. It's a fusion of crispy Ilocano pork with peanut-based oxtail stew, which is kare-kare. Next one is kaleskes in San Juan. Kaleskes is a savory Ilocano soup made from beef innards. It was famous in La Union originally, but it was being sold also in San Juan City. Next is Chinese lumpia. As you can see, it looks very similar to our Shanghai when in fact it is Shanghai. Just with a fan. Next is putumaya with sikwate in Taguig. Sticky rice with coconut milk served with hot native chocolate drink. As you can see here in my picture, it was served with mangoes. It was typically served with flavorful fruits to add to the flavor of the rice. And but originally it is a black sticky rice served with hot chocolate on the side. And lastly, in Valenzuela, we have burro or fermented shrimp. It's a pungent condiment used in native dishes. It's actually they gather the large portion of shrimps and put some seasonings and mostly salt in a jar or any jar that you have and fermented it for weeks. And stirring it occasionally, and then you can have your burro or fermented shrimp. This can be used as a side dish, a season to season food to add flavor. But sometimes people find it very icky or scary to eat because it's a fermented. Let's face it. Not
The Feast of Black Nazarene is a major religious event held every January 9 in Manila, Philippines. It honors the life-size statue of Jesus Christ carrying the cross, known as the Black Nazarene. Millions of devotees join a grand procession called Traslacion, seeking miracles, healing, and blessing through their deep faith and devotions. Now, Chinese New Year. Celebrated in Manila Binondo District, one of the world's oldest Chinatown. This festival marks the Lunar New Year with vibrant dragon and lion dances, fireworks, and traditional Chinese delicacies like tikoy. Chinese New Year, also known as the Lunar New Year, is a major traditional festival celebrated at the turn of the Chinese calendar. It marks the beginning of the spring and is celebrated with family reunions, fireworks, as I said, dragon and lion, dances, red decorations, and special meals to bring luck, happiness, prosperity for the Pahotan de Santo Niño Festival. The name of the event is derived from May Paho, a shortcut of Pahotan, a local variety of mango variety found in Caloocan City. The 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 Pa- the Pahwa The Pahotan de Santo Niño Festival is a vibrant cultural celebration held in honor of the Santo Niño, the Holy Child. It features colorful street dancing, traditional costumes, and lively music, showcasing the community's devotion and rich heritage. The festival highlights Filipinos' faith, history, and artistry through energetic performance. Bamboo Organ Festival, an annual classical music festival held at St. Joseph Parish Church, showcasing the unique sound of the historic bamboo organ, the only one of its kind in the world. The Bamboo Organ Festival is an annual music cultural event held in Las Piñas, as I said. The history of bamboo organ, the only one of its kind in the world. The festival features classical concert, choral performances, and international musicians showcasing the rich musical heritage and craftsmanship behind this unique instrument. Water Lily Festival. Celebrated in August, this festival transformed invasive water lilies into symbols of community resilience, featuring parades, handicrafts exhibits, and environmental initiatives. The Water Lily Festival is a colorful celebration held in Las Piñas, Philippines, highlighting the creative use of water lilies from the city's rivers. It features parades, street dancing, and displays of product made from woven water lilies, promoting environmental awareness, local craftsmanship. The Caracal Festival is Makati City's official festival, celebrated annually on the last Sunday of February. Established in 1986 and officially adopted by the city in 2010, it draws its name from the Spanish word caracol mean snail or yung suso, symbolizing resilience and protection. Hindi daw kagaya ng ibang traditional religious festival, yung Karakol daw is nag-emphasize sa environmental awareness and cultural heritage. Linggo ng Kasuotang Pilipino nationwide, observed every third week of September. This week-long event celebrates traditional Filipino attire, encouraging citizens to wear a native garments like the Barong Tagalog and Barot Saya. Ang Linggo ng Kasuotang Pilipino or Filipino Attire Week is a cultural celebration held in the Philippines to promote the honor traditional Filipino clothing, typically observed in September during Buwan ng Wika. The event encourages Filipino to wear native garments such as, kagaya na sabi ko, Barong Tagalog and Balatsaya. It aims to foster national pride, cultural identity, and appreciation for Filipinos. Pagoda Caracol Festival, a December celebration combining a fluvial procession, the pagoda, along the Malabon-Nabotas River and the street dancing, the Caracol, to honor the Immaculate Conception. Luglugan Pansit Malabon Festival, held every December 10th. This culinary festival celebrates the city's iconic noodle dish, the Pansit Malabon, with communal feasts and cultural performances. The Pansit Malabon Festival, though formerly known as Luglugan, is an annual culinary and cultural celebration held every December 10 in Malabon City. This festival honors the city's rich heritage and its iconic dish, the Pansit Malabon, a flavorful noodle dish distinguished by its thick rice noodles, shrimp broth-based sauce, and generous toppings of seafood, pork, and egg. Pero yung pinaka-highlight ng festival na to is yung presentation yung 15-foot wide na bilao filled with Pansit Malabon prepared by local residents.
Ang festival po na meron sa Mandaluyong is yung Sinakulo sa Barangka. It's a dramatic renouncing of the suffering, death, and the resurrection of Jesus Christ, a significant event in the Lenten season for Filipino Catholic. So, yun pa. And yung isa pa po nilang festival is yung the Labandera Festival. The Labandera is festival sa unique cultural event held in the annually Muntinlupa City, Philippines, sa part of city week-long celebration. Sapatos Festival, also known as the Marikina Shoe Festival, is a annually cultural celebration held in Marikina City, Philippines, typically occurring the November. Muntinlupa. Ang Muntinlupa daw po ay meron silang festival, which is yung Dinagsa Festival is a variant and colorful ati-atihan style festival celebrates annually Cad Cadiz City, Negros Occidental, the Philippines during the last week of January. And yung isa po nila is yung Ban Banbayan Festival is a annually celebration then po held in Muntinlupa City, Philippines. Primary is the Barangay and Bayanan. This variant festival showcase the rich cultural heritage and community spirit excuse me, of the area, featuring the colorful street parade and traditional dances in various local Pangisdaan Festival. The Pangisdaan Festival takes a place in Navotas City, Philippines. It's beginning 19 and the last for a week. In additional marketing the anniversary of market uh anniversary of the city birth in the expression of gratitude for abundant fish harvest and significant economic contribution made by the fishing community. Yung word po na pangisdaan which means fishery and clear clear reference to a festival emphasized the Nabota statue and fishing Parañaque. The the Nuestra Señor del Buen Suseno Festival is in Parañaque City, Philippines. It's an annually religious celebration honoring Our Lady Good event. Nuestra Señora del Buen Suceso is a festival held from September 1st to 19th to 9th center. Center around the ben- venerate statue of the Mondoon.
Next we have is festivals. In Pasay City, first one is Alawan Fiesta, dubbed the Festival of the Festivals. This event gathers the best cultural festivals from across the Philippines in grand showcase of street dancers, floats, and pageants. It's a national street dance cultural across from the Philippines. We can find similarities here in Banyamos, here in Los Baños, because we showcase street dances, mostly street dances, cultural dances when it was held. Next is Metro Manila Film Festival, an annual film festival held from December 25 to January 7, featuring exclusive Filipino films across the cinemas in Metro Manila, celebrating local cinema. Next one is Itik Itik Festival. Celebrated in Cantilan, this festival features the Itik Itik dance mimicking duck movement as the tribute to the town's agricultural heritage. As you can see, it's a self-explanatory names, right? Next is Nagsabada Festival. Held in Imus, this festival commemorates as the first armed encounter between Filipino revolutionaries and Spanish forces on a Saturday. This was held originally, as said, in Imus, Cavite, but it was also celebrated in Pasig City. Next is La Naval de Manila in Quezon City, a grand procession held on every October at Santo Domingo Church, honoring the Virgin of the La Naval of the Spanish victory in 1646 naval battle against the Dutch. It was basically to commemorate what happened in the Spanish victory. Next is Cry of Pugadlawin Anniversary. Commemorate every August 23, this event marks the start of Philippine Revolution in 1896, when revolutionaries tore their cedulas residence certificate in defiance of the Spanish rule. It was basically the famous scene, or I don't know, many I'm sure many people know about this, when Andres Bonifacio, if I'm right, said that punitin ang cedula. That means the defiance, like I said, of the Spanish rule. And we of this next is Wata Wata Festival in San Juan. Celebrated on June 24, this festival honors Saint John the Baptist with the water dosing activity symbolizing purification and renewal. This festival is actually a celebration of Saint John the Baptist's birth, and this is a actually a water festival where they throw water at everywhere any person. And next we have here Santa Anang Banak Taguig River Festival in Taguig City. Held in July, this fluvial parade along the Taguig River honors the city's patroness Santa Ana and celebrates the local fishing industry. This was held, as you can see, near rivers or lawa. Next, we have is Manopo San Roque Festival in Valenzuela City. It is celebrated every May 12. This festival features processions and street dance in honor of San Roque, the city's patron saint. It is a vibrant celebration in Valenzuela City honoring Saint Roch with the colorful processions. Next is Feast of San Diego de Alcala. Held every November 12, this religious festival honors San Diego Alcala with masses, processions, and cultural activities. It is a Valenzuela City patronal festival celebrated with parades and street dances. Next we have is major industries in National Capital Region. Number one is Business Processing Outsourcing or BPO. It's a call center, back office operation, and IT services offered to many customers. Major hubs is in Makati, Taguig, BGC, Quezon City, Pasig, and lately we also have here in Alabang. The Philippines is a global BPO leader and NCR is the core of this industry. Number two is finance and banking, home to the Philippine Stock Exchange, major banks, and financial institutions. Makati is the known financial capital of the Philippines. Next is trade and commerce. Metro Manila has the largest consumer market in the country. Includes retail, wholesale, and e-commerce. Major malls SM Mall of Asia, SM North EDSA, and Greenbelt. Next is manufacturing. Light industries such as food processing, garments, electronics, and packaging. Most manufacturing zones are in Caloocan, Valenzuela. Next is construction and real estate. Rapid development of condominium business hubs and transport infrastructures. Major developers are in Ayala Land, Mega World, and SMDC. Transportation and logistics. NCR is the main transport hub, NAIA Airport, seaports in Manila and Pasay, and major roads. Industries include freight carrier and warehouse services. Tourism hospitality. Attractions in Intramuros, Rizal Park, museum, casinos, and entertainment districts. Also includes hotel, restaurants, and MICE, meeting, incentives, convention, and exhibitions. Next is education and healthcare. Home to the top universities, UP Ateneo, UST, and major hospitals also include medical tourism and private education services.
Major cultural groups, Bisa, pa, Visayas, a large population in Cebuano, Hi- Hiligaynon and Waray speaker present through the Metro Manila, especially in the Taguig, Pasay, and Makati, highly active in the labor, hospitality, and service sector. 6. Muslim Filipino, um, Maranao, Tausug, and Maguindanao. Con- concentrated in the Quiapo, Golden Mosque, Taguig in Manila, Maharlika Village, maintaining the strong Islamic custom in the cultural identity. 7. Chinese and Filipino, Chino, Chinoy, long established in Binondo, Manila, San Juan, and Quezon City, influential in commerce, education, and cuisine. Indian, Korean, and other foreign communities. Indian known for small business and education. Korean visible Quezon City and Makati, contributing to food and culture. And the other Japanese and American and expat from the different countries.
Let's talk about sa dialects. First is yung Filipino or Tagalog. Ito yung official and most common primary dialect language spoken and understood across the NCR. The basis of the national language Filipino used in school, government, media, and daily communication. Two is English, widely used in education, business, and legal settings. Common in formal communication in signage. Most residents are bilingual in English and Filipino. 1. Other Philippines dialect is spoken by migrants. Many residents of NCR are migrants from other regions, so other dialects are commonly spoken in homes or communities. First is the Cebuano or Bisaya, spoken by migrants from Bisaya and Mindanao. Ilocano, used by residents from northern Luzon. Luzon, Kapampangan, spoken by those from Pampanga and Tarlac. The Bicolano, spoken by migrants from the Bicol region, Waray, Hiligaynon, and other Visayan dialects. Chinese, yung Hokkien or Mandarin, spoken by groups from eastern and western Visayas. Spoken by some Chinese Filipino, yung mga Chinoy, families and business communities, especially in Binondo and San Juan. Muslim language, Maranao, Tausug.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good